Every month, I spend some time reflecting on how I've been living, what I did well, what I need to improve, and the things that truly made me feel proud of myself. And recently, I realized that there are two things that almost determine whether my life feels fulfilling or not: focus and energy. I think every new month is a chance for us to slow down a little and ask ourselves what we truly want. What would you do if money were no longer a problem? Some people would travel the world. Some would choose to live closer to nature, learn music or painting, open a small cafe, or start creating content online. Others simply want to spend more time with their family or live a quieter and more peaceful life. But almost immediately after that, we begin thinking about work, responsibilities, finances, and the fear of the future. And the truth is, those pressures will probably always exist. But the point of this question was never about dreaming of a perfect life. It's about helping us see more clearly what we truly desire deep inside. And sometimes we don't need to wait for the perfect moment to start living for those things. If you want to become a great cook, start by making one good meal every day. If you want to write, begin with a few simple thoughts on paper. Big changes usually begin with very small actions repeated consistently over time. I've also realized a pretty sad paradox. We always say we don't have enough time, yet we waste our time, energy, and attention so carelessly. We can spend hours scrolling through social media, jumping from one video to another without even remembering what we watched. Sometimes we only plan to watch for a few minutes, but much later we suddenly realize we're still holding the phone in our hands. What exhausts me isn't just the time being lost, but the way our emotions and attention are constantly being pulled in different directions. Within just a short period of time, we can laugh, feel sad, become anxious, and then immediately get stimulated by hundreds of different pieces of content. I think that's why so many people feel mentally drained even when they haven't done anything physically difficult. We're not only losing energy because of work, but because our minds are never truly allowed to rest. So instead of trying to manage time in an extreme way, maybe what truly matters is learning how to manage our energy and attention, asking ourselves what is actually important, what truly deserves our focus, and what is quietly taking our lives away day by day. Maybe a new month won't change everything overnight, but if we become just a little more intentional, a little more focused, and spend more time each day on the things we genuinely love, then maybe life will slowly begin to change too. I think our real problem has never been a lack of time. We simply spend too much energy on things that don't truly matter. We keep trying to quit our phone addiction, block social media, use productivity apps, or go on digital detoxes, but the more we try to fight it, the more we often find ourselves being pulled back in again. And eventually, I realized that maybe the better solution isn't learning how to hate our phones, but learning how to make real life more interesting again. Why don't we spend more time with family, with friends, sharing a good meal, reading a book we genuinely enjoy, or simply sitting down and talking to someone we care about? Because when we become truly immersed in something real, we almost forget that our phones even exist. That's what flow feels like. Being so deeply focused on one thing that you completely lose track of time. I think this is also how many parents help their children stay away from screens. They encourage them to play sports, learn music, spend time with friends, or join outdoor activities. Not through strict control, but by creating a real world that feels more meaningful than the one inside a phone. And maybe adults need to do the same for themselves, because in the end, social media is designed to keep us there for as long as possible. Algorithms understand what we like, what grabs our attention, and what keeps us scrolling. They optimize for our screen time, not for our happiness or peace of mind. I started realizing this through very small moments. Sometimes I would only be waiting somewhere for a few seconds, yet I would instinctively pull out my phone. And slowly, I began practicing something much simpler: doing nothing at all. Not opening my phone, not filling every empty moment with another short video. Just standing still, observing the world around me, thinking about life, or simply letting my mind rest for a few minutes. And strangely enough, that feeling made me feel lighter than I expected. I think the exhaustion of modern life doesn't only come from work, but from the fact that our minds are never truly allowed to rest. That's when I started paying more attention to my energy instead of only trying to manage my time. There were days when I sat down to work at the right time, yet my mind felt completely empty. But there were also days when I worked very little and still achieved an incredible amount. After observing myself for a while, I realized that my energy is influenced by many things: where I work, how I sleep, what I eat, my emotions, and even the people around me. I noticed that there are certain moments in the day when my mind becomes far more creative. Some tasks drain me the longer I do them, while others actually leave me feeling happier and more energized afterward. Cooking is one example. Sometimes spending just 20 minutes making a proper meal feels like recharging my entire mind. It almost feels like a form of meditation. When I focus on the ingredients, the flavors, and the process itself, my thoughts naturally slow down and become calmer. I also realized that on days when I sleep well, eat healthier, and spend less time on social media, my focus, creativity, and emotional state become noticeably better. After spending a long time observing myself, I've come to understand that optimizing life is not about squeezing more tasks into a single day. It's about understanding what truly gives you the energy to live and work well. Because in the end, the things that make us feel fulfilled won't be the number of videos we watched or how many extra hours we managed to work. It will probably be the simple moments instead: a meal shared with family, a conversation with a close friend, a place we've always dreamed of visiting, or finally beginning to live for the things we genuinely love.